So trucks have come a long way in recent years. What used to be a purchase that's based on its load carrying capability is now something that you buy also for lifestyle purposes, like going on an adventure, going to the beach, or going to the woods. Far from what used to be just tools to carry stuff from one construction site to another, or from one farmland to another, cars like this Toyota Hilux have now become more lifestyle oriented and has become something that's considered now as a more emotional and sexier commodity. And this 2018 Toyota Hilux Conquest is one of those trucks that has now focused towards on being a lifestyle vehicle, or something that's oriented towards the more adventurous bunch of people, while still having the load carrying capability that you expect in a pickup truck such as this. So from the outside, you have this full plethora of TRD accessories that Toyota has decided to put in this media unit, which makes this Conquest from what is already a head-turning pickup truck into something that looks even more menacing. Though, in all honesty, I find the TRD grille a bit too much. I'd rather have the stock grille from the normal Hilux Conquest, which already looks good as it is. And combined with this blue paint that you have here in this Hilux Conquest, this pickup truck looks really, really good. Other differences from the normal Hilux include the LED headlamps with LED daytime running lights, and of course, the 18-inch wheels that you also find in the 2.8-liter or the 2.4-liter V variant of the Fortuner. And inside, there's not much that separates the Conquest compared to the normal Hilux G variant. You still have this mainly black interior with a lot of piano black trimmings. But the main difference would be the engine start button that you see here in the interior as compared to the normal G variant, which still uses a key. You also still get fabric seats, unfortunately, and you also don't get electronic seat adjustments. In terms of how this thing drives, so what we have here is a 2.8-liter 4x4 variant, which means it's got the bigger engine compared to its smaller to the 2.4-liter offering from basically the Fortuner, which it shares its platform with. The engine pulls this truck effortlessly. And one of the good things about this 2.8-liter diesel engine is that power is delivered in a linear manner without any fuss or drama. However, like the Fortuner, the Hilux still uses a hydraulically assisted power steering, which means compared to the electronic power steering units you would find in the Chevrolet Colorado and the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, the steering feels quite heavy. Though for me, I personally prefer the stability that this heavy steering wheel provides. But if you're parking this car, especially in tight confines, the heavy steering might prove too cumbersome for some people. Though, while on the road, the hydraulic power-assisted steering provides a lot of feedback with what the front wheels are doing. It's not a sporty truck, there's really no sporty truck, let's be honest. But the Hilux fulfills all the duties that a pickup truck would do in a relatively stable manner with the way it handles its weight when you go through corners. But perhaps the biggest issue with the Toyota Hilux is that it's one of the firmest riding trucks in its segment, and this is something that's evident when you go through some rougher pavement, especially at the back. Though I had the opportunity to load this up with quite a heavy load, including a refrigerator and some food items, and once it has been loaded with quite some heavy items, the Toyota Hilux's suspension is able to make the ride softer. But as it is right now, with an empty weight at the back, the Hilux rides quite firmly. Other drawbacks, well, for 1,777,000 pesos, it's at the steep end of the pickup truck pricing ladder. And unfortunately, it's also one of the most sparsely equipped trucks out there. At 1.7 million, you do not get a rear view camera, you do not get automatic emergency braking, you do not get blind spot warning, adaptive cruise control, as well as the other active safety features that you would find in some of its rivals. Also, the touchscreen system is not particularly the most sophisticated out there. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but at least it has Bluetooth. So what do you get for 1.7 million? Well, being a Toyota, you expect this Hilux to be very reliable and very durable, something that you would be able to trust for a very long time. And if that's what you're after, then by all means go for it. But as a whole though, it's better to consider some other options if you want to try out something that's packed with more features and more value for money in terms of the features that you get. But if from the start you've already decided that a Toyota Hilux is what you've always wanted, then the Hilux Conquest carries on that formula of having a reliable and tough pickup truck while in a package that looks a lot sharper, a lot sportier, and more head-turning compared to your normal Hilux. And if you want to read my full review about this car, just visit goflatoutph.com.